All right, guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all good. So it's been a minute since I did a video with Boss. Wonderful people like Matt Knight and Jay, who I've known for many years and had the pleasure of going out to Japan to visit all the guys at the Boss factory as well. So needless to say, I'm a fan of those guys, love the products, and I've always enjoyed working with them. You may have seen across YouTube recently that Boss have re-released, or should I say released, a new yet old gem in the metal world, and that is the HM-2w, well, the heavy metal pedal. Its original predecessor was discontinued in the early 90s. There's a huge fan base around it. It's got a cult following. And the fact that there was a petition made to get this pedal re-released and that Boss listened to the people and brought this back. But not only that, it's a handmade version in Hamamatsu in Japan. It's one of the Wazacraft versions. I've been to that factory and seen them make that stuff. Yeah, basically, it's like a souped up version of the original HM2. What's different about it? Pretty much nothing, other than the fact it has a standard and a custom switch on the back. Standard mode is exactly how the HM2 would have been back in the day if you have one of the original 90s ones. And then the custom mode tightens up the EQ section, gives you a bit more gain, a bit more headroom. Overall, it's a more refined version, apparently more suited to modern gear. And it's another one of those cult classics along with the Metal Zone that they did a couple of years ago. So in this video, I'm going to be running this into the clean channel of my Super Kraken from Victory Amps. That's running into the Boss Tube Amp Expander load box. And I'm running an instance of Archetype Nolly for the cab section. I'm going to be using my Mayonnaise Duvel Elite Custom. And we're going to just play some heavy stuff. So I've got my guitar, we'll crack on very soon. One other thing to mention is that they did address the noise floor in this pedal, because I do understand that, you know, high gain pedals in general are noisy. However, this one has been addressed to some extent. You're supposed to use this with a solid state amp apparently, because that was the sound of these bands back in the day. They would run this pedal on full, I believe, into solid state amplifiers to get that kind of tone. I think John Brown did a video using a Marshall Valve State, which is a great amplifier, to try and recreate those tones. I know nothing of Swedish chainsaw metal. I know nothing of extreme metal. So I'm just going to play how I always play, show you how this pedal sounds with my rig and my gear, and you can make your own mind up at the end. Just to let you guys know, this is a sponsored video. Boss sent me this pedal to check out. They've paid me to check it out, and in this video I'm just going to show you how it sounds, take you through the different settings, and basically try to contextualize it with some guitar playing. I'll give you my opinions at the end. Just wanted to let you know. All right, that's a lot of talking, so let's crack on. Actually, no, let's tune up. The most boring part of any band practice recording session, video shoot is this. We're in drop C. And that is the sound of the clean channel of the Kraken, and I'm going to go ahead, turn on the HM-2w, and it's in standard mode currently. Just had to do a couple of quick adjustments to the levels in my studio because I thought I lost quite a bit of volume there. So let me put the pedal back to 12 o'clock and we'll try that one more time. Thought that was worth showing at least. So, clean channel. HM-2w. So yeah, it does get quieter, but you always boost it. I'd be lying if I said my first impressions were, that's an incredible sound. The whole point of this pedal is to answer the prayers of all those that wanted to bring back this pedal for a very specific genre. So let's bear that in mind. I don't think it's terrible in terms of its sound. I actually quite like the broken speaker effect that I'm getting from it. Like there's something sludgy about it. So interestingly, obviously, the color mix between high and low feels more like mid controls. Well, bass and mid, high, mid. Because as I boost the high, we get loads more like mid. To the point where it sounds horrible. Kind of. I don't know. I'm just messing around. To be honest, I don't really know what Swedish chainsaw metal is, so my interpretations of that are literally little snippets that I've heard recently. Okay, so to you guys, you may be thinking, yeah, this sounds like the HM-2, that's cool. Then please let me know in the comment section, because I don't know if that's the case. But there is something endearing about the way this sounds. Couldn't tell you what, but there is something endearing about it. In any case, apparently when you turn it into the custom mode, the EQ shifts, there's more gain, and it's meant to work better with more modern gear, so maybe it will sound better for this. Well, let's see. Yeah, so I'm hearing way more low end. There's a lack of, the mids are being scooped out. It's almost like this smiley face EQ curve is being automated in when you flick that switch. Apologies for the complete shot in the dark at the riffing and the style that might kind of give you some kind of idea. But anyway, similarly, it's one of these things like you flick over to the custom mode from the standard and you then adjust it to sound kind of much the same as you sort of dialed it in before, or at least that's what I'm doing. I like that when you boost the bass, you get loads of like, it does sound like a scooped metal tone. When I said there's something endearing about it, what I suppose to elaborate on that point is that it makes me want to write cool riffs, which, and I don't know why that is, because I wouldn't choose a pedal like this in terms of its sound straight off the bat. So it doesn't appeal to me because I don't listen to that sort of extreme metal music, and I'd pigeonhole it a little bit. But what I like about it is that it's got a unique tone that's definitely just giving me a vibe, and that I could try and churn out a couple of filthy riffs in that kind of broken, fuzzy, sludgy style. Again, not heavy metal, not Swedish chainsaw metal, but still a thing. I put some reverb and delay on it. Let's try it for leads. really a shred pedal, but what I really like about it, at least the way it's set up right now, is it sounds like a weird ebo-y, like affected, like a lead thing that was a little bit not traditional over the top of some prog or something. That is a tone for that. Definitely makes me want to write silly sounding riffs. Okay. So that was the standard and the custom mode. I'm going to try it with a crunch. Apparently you're not supposed to. Well, you can do whatever you want, but I'm going to try it on a crunch. This is the crunch. Let's throw on the HM-2, everything back to halfway. Definitely fun. Let's switch it back over to standard mode. Actually prefer that immediately standard mode on a crunch. Alright, so there we go. There is a look at the Boss HM-2w, which is the heavy metal pedal that has so infamously been brought back as a result of people petitioning for it and getting more into the, I guess, Swedish chainsaw metal and, extreme metal genres that need this kind of tone. So, what do I think? If you're in the mood for that kind of sound, then obviously this is the thing. It's a cult following pedal, so really doesn't matter what I think because it's been brought back for a specific purpose, for specific fans of that music. Move that to one side for a second. When I plugged into it originally, I went, I don't like that sound at all. It's not a sound I'd go for. It's not a sound I'd choose. It's not a sound I would associate with the type of like high gain, heavy tones and lead tones that I like. However, the longer that I spent with it, and I think after, watching videos like Ola's and sort of understanding the pedal a bit more, it did allow me to change my perspective a bit. And also when I started getting into it, playing like those kind of riffs I was doing earlier, it totally gives you a vibe and a sound for that. And I could totally hear how that on records, you know, such a specific kind of sound, and it's so extreme that, yeah, it's something you want to try for yourself, you know. And I'm glad I've got to, and plugging into it and playing riffs that I wouldn't say were Swedish chainsaw metal or any kind of extreme metal genres, but doing my kind of riffing stuff, there is definitely a vibe in there that I was vibing off and started to write riffs and come up with cool ideas, which to me is an invaluable quality in any piece of gear. If it makes you do that, then that means there's something in it to you that works and that's enjoyable. And for that reason, I quite enjoy this pedal. I'm quite happy that it's in here, and I wonder whether I'll actually use it on recordings and in sections and things like that, because you know, I was definitely vibing it and I was definitely coming up with some cool riffs. So for me, that's the thumbs up. With a company like Boss, with a history like they have, it's really nice that they can still, you know, be down to earth with stuff like this and listen to the fan base and just, you know, not get too big for their boots in that sense. But I knew all this because when I went to visit them, they're just the most lovely people and hardworking and committed to just creating great guitar gear. So that's just a really nice thing. In any case, that is the HM-2w from Boss. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate Boss, well, specifically Matt, getting in touch and sending it out for me to try. And I've had fun shooting this video. So hopefully that has come across. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will link this in the description box. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, I've been Rabea, and I'll see you all very soon.